Hi friends, welcome to English Study Point. Today in this video lecture, I am going to discuss a reference to context from a poem Naked Truths, which is by Sunny Kevicards. So let's first start this particular poem by giving an introduction about Sunny Kevikard. Sunny Kevikard was born in 1959 in Kerala. Coming from a Dalit family made him aware of difficulties associated with economic deprivation. So it's from the very start of his life, he became very much aware about how Dalits, especially Dalits, are economically deprived in this society and the circumstances here means situations that he observed around him, how Dalits are facing during that time, so the time in which he is living. So the circumstances or situations made him self conscious about his place in society. So from the early start of his life, he got to understand his position in Indian society, how Dalits are misbehaved in Indian society. So that he became aware of from the very start of his life. His poems explored the theme of nation that went much beyond his caste. So his poems cover themes like describing about how this Indian nation is and how people are behaving with Dalits in this nation, Indian nation. His collection of poems, so he during his lifetime wrote many sort of poems, and I will be naming few of them. So first one is Descending the Stairs, published in the year 1993, and another one is The Visions of Scapegoat, and which was published in the year 2000, and next one is Novel. So he also wrote a novel titled as Letters Traced in Sand. Now here I am explaining you each particular stanza line by line. So first of all, this title called A Naked Truths. This title means happenings in the distant past as well as those the poet witnessed in his own lifetime. कहने का मतलब है कि दलित्स ने डिस्टेंट पास में क्या क्या सफ़र किया है, वो उस चीज़ को भी पोएट इस पोएम के थ्रू कवर करना चाहते हैं एंड उस चीज़ को भी बताना चाहते हैं कि जब पोएट खुद भी जिंदा थे तो उन्होंने क्या क्या हैपनिंग्स अपने आँखों से देखी है. सो उस चीज़ को भी वो कवर कर रहे हैं इस पोएम के थ्रू. So the past and the present are imagined as running here in this poem together, all together in the form of what the poet calls truths, naked truths. So this poem aims to explore number of bitter truths about the man-made agency called society. So go with me, guardian deities of my clan, as I fly away leaving the nest. So first of all, here poet has requested deities to be with him and go with me. So instead of larger society of a whole region, the poet persona belongs to a clan bound by the principle of language, culture and folklore. The poet here associates himself with a bird that flies away leaving the nest. So what this particular means line indicate to us is that, so bird here means that the bird helps the poet escape from the clutches of a cruel society. It did not provide to him strength and sustenance. So that is why the poet wishes to fly away from his nest. In the still birth of my firstborn, I realize your wrath. Night creeps closer, stifling the flame flickering in the wind. This means this particular line, first of all, shows us that poet is trying to give a kind of shock, and he reveals through these lines that shocks is stronger for a parent than the birth of a dead child. So यहाँ पर मीन्स पोएट जो एक तरीके से रिबेल पोएट है, जो कि सोसाइटी के अगेंस्ट है, क्योंकि दलित्स के साथ बहुत अनजस्टिस हो रहा है, एंड दैट इज़ वाई ही कम्स अंडर द कैटेगरी ऑफ रिबेल पोएट. एंड फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल इन दिस लाइन ही इज़ गिविंग अस अ शॉक, एंड वो भी शॉक एकदम गहरा शॉक, एंड वो यहाँ पे रिवील कर रहे हैं कि जो उनका पहला फर्स्ट बॉर्न चाइल्ड हुआ वो भी डेड हुआ। तो डेड का यहाँ पे मतलब है कि कहीं ना कहीं जो एक पहला बेटा हुआ वो मर गया। एंड इस तरीके का शौक देकर वो ये रिवील करना चाहते हैं कि इस सोसाइटी में रहकर वो अपनी जनरेशन को, अपनी प्रोजनी को कंटिन्यू नहीं रखना चाहते हैं। अच्छा हुआ कि उनका जो पहला बेटा था वो इस दुनिया में आने से पहले ही मर गया, क्योंकि उसे सोसाइटी के बिटर ट्रुथ्स नहीं फेस करने पड़ेंगे। सो हियर वी सी दैट दिस इवेंट इन लाइफ इज इंटरप्रेटेड एज द डेथ ऑफ द डेटीज। डेथ ऑफ द, वो कहना चाहते हैं कि कहीं ना कहीं भगवान को हम पर गुस्सा आ गया होगा, तभी तो जो मेरा पहला बेटा हुआ है वो मरा हुआ हुआ है। सो हियर वी सी दैट देयर इज अ फीलिंग here that nothing is right with the world in which the poet is forced to live, and his very existence is a denial of life, since he has no right to extend his family to the next generation. And here we see that deities, the night and the wind are a part of a plan under which the poet will suffer punishment of accepting such a truth. Here we see that dead child here symbolize a fate in which deities and nature have colluded, which reflect on the condition in which Dalits have lived since time immemorial. Lack of hygiene in Indian villages is cause of innumerable deaths of women and children, representing about Dalit women and चिल्ड्रन। कहीं ना कहीं इन कंडीशंस को दिखाकर वो दलित जो वुमेन होती हैं एंड चिल्ड्रंस होते हैं उनकी कंडीशन को दिखाना जा रहे हैं कि किस तरीके से हमारी सोसाइटी में दलित वुमेन और चिल्ड्रन को भी ट्रीट किया जाता है। And the rebel poet state this aspect tellingly so that stark facts of the poor and deprived are brought to limelight. And here we see that truths, these are a sort of naked truths which poet viewed from his very eyes, are all social in the case of Dalit experience because it is a product of man-made social circumstances. Now here we see I have nothing to tell. So here we see that speaker feels a deep silence or inability to articulate his thoughts and experiences, pressing palms in prayer. So this suggests a search for solace or hope, indicating a spiritual approach to cope with adversity, save the lore of tears. So the speaker wishes to preserve the stories or memories associated with pain and suffering. Swelling in my eyes. Tears symbolize here emotional burden and the toll of life's experiences. Again, we see harvest festivities are over. So, this indicates a transition from celebration to the harsh reality of life, representing lost joy, loans, and leases. So, the mention of financial struggles highlights the economic burdens that affect daily living and never ending debts. So, the cycle of debt represent systematic oppression and the challenges faced by the marginalized people in this society, lies strewn over life's lanes. So this imagery evokes the idea that these debts and struggles are pervasive in everyday life. Fighting and crying over suggests conflict and sorrow within families or communities, focusing on survival. A coconut shell ladle of gruel. So a vivid image representing poverty, scarcity and minimal sustenance. Children huddle. So the image of children adds a layer of vulnerability and innocence amidst hardship. In the corner of the hovel conveys a sense of confinement and hopelessness within a small inadequate living space. Shivering fevers and fathers. This implies illness and suffering, particularly of the father figure, which can destabilize a family. Protracted last breath. So, this suggests a slow, painful death, emphasizing the theme of mortality. A wedlock broken sister's tears. So, this highlights the impact of familial discord and societal pressures on women, and the wedding night of a sibling. So, this juxtaposes personal milestones with the backdrop of despair, creating a tension in the narrative, all unfold in a single room. So the convergence of numerous struggles within one small space underscores the overwhelming nature of these experiences. Now, here we see standing in the field. So, the speaker seems to invoke a broader context beyond the room, possibly reflecting on communal suffering. Do you hear the cry of a child? So, an appeal to the audience, asking them to empathize and recognize the plight of the marginalized. Is wetness bursting from your breast? So, this means a visceral question about motherhood and the emotional pain connected with nurturing in a struggling environment. Is your face throbbing? Suggests physical and emotional pain, implying that these experiences are deeply felt. What memories these? So, a reflection on how past experiences shape identity and reality. Here we see Black God's Undying Dead. So the portrayal brings into question spiritual beliefs and ancestral figures relevant to the community's struggles. Your visages found in no legend indicates that their stories and identities are often overlooked and not recorded in mainstream narratives. Rise up and speak the countless naked truths. So a call for marginalized voices to be heard, emphasizing the importance of recognizing their realities. Stop the sun a second time too. So a metaphor for halting time to reflect on these truths, highlighting their urgency. Recast everything. This is a kind of desire for transformation and change, urging society to reevaluate its norms and narratives regarding marginalized lives. So, here in this poem, we see that there is a description of struggles, lot of struggles that Dalits have faced in their life, and not only in distant past but also in the time when this poet called Sunny Kavikad is living in. So that time he also depict about the struggles that Dalits were facing during that time, and also talks about emotional pain inherent in Dalit life. And this poem emphasizes the need for recognition and understanding of these lived experiences as vital to addressing systematic injustices. Then with this video lecture ends here. Hope this video lecture will help you in your exams. Thank you.